Everyone is talking about AI, but where is Apple and Meta? These are trillion-dollar companies, some of the most powerful tech giants in the world, and yet, when it comes to leading in AI, they are nowhere. And whatever they have tried in the past, it had been an absolute disaster. This episode, we are digging in how two of the world's richest tech companies have fell behind in the AI race, and what are their future moves, and if they will work. What if I told you one of the world's richest tech companies saw the AI boom coming and walked away from it? When OpenAI and Google were building tools that blew people's mind, Meta made a different choice. Not a failed attempt, not a late start. They deliberately choose not to compete. And today, they're paying the price. Let's break down the real reason Meta is so far behind in AI. Back in 2017, Google released a paper called Attention is All You Need. This was the birth of the transformer, the foundation for all large language models like ChatGPT. Most companies jumped on it. They scaled up fast, training bigger and smarter AI, except one, that is Meta. Their AI division called FAIR, Facebook AI Research, was led by Jan LeCun, and he hated the direction AI was going. As far as LeCun's view, large language models, or LLMs, are dead end. He called them sophisticated parrots with no real reasoning. He predicted they'd be obsolete in 5 years. So instead of trying to build their own version of ChatGPT, Meta under Jan LeCun went on a different direction, betting on experimental AI systems that could eventually learn like humans by remembering, planning, and actually understanding the world, not just predicting the next word. Except nobody cared. While OpenAI and Google launched products that amazed the world, Meta stayed in their research mode. And finally, they did release Llama, their version of an AI model. It was already behind. Now, years later, Meta is trying to buy its way back in with $15 billion deals and $100 million salaries. But it's not just about catching up, it's about survival. And the truth is, you can't fix lost time with desperate recruiting. Not when your own culture is built to avoid the very race you are now trying to win. Now, here's the thing about Meta. They are not usually first, they are usually fast. They copied Snapchat stories, worked. They copied TikTok, worked. They copied Twitter with threads, that's debatable. Their whole strategy has been let others take the risk, then reverse engineer. Ship it cheaper or open source it. They tried the same way with AI. They give away their Llama models for free, thinking open source would hurt OpenAI's paid version. But here's what's changed. You cannot just copy frontier AI models anymore. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, they all trained on secret data, massive GPU farms and techniques no one is sharing anymore. Llama 3 in fact required over 16,000 NVIDIA H100 GPUs. Even Meta's own model is hard to replicate now, let alone reverse engineer others. Open source isn't enough, and Meta has ran out of shortcuts. So what does Meta do when it realizes it has lost the race? It panics and throws money at it. Meta just announced a $15 billion move to nearly take half a company called Scale AI. They're offering engineers up to $10 million to build a super intelligence division. To put that in perspective, a top AI engineer at Google makes around $400,000. Meta is offering nearly 200 times that. Meta is throwing in enough to buy a yacht, a house in Palo Alto, and a nervous breakdown. At that price, you are not expecting code, you are expecting salvation. Meta has no roadmap, no products, and now the new AI team gets prime seats right next to Mark Zuckerberg's desk. Because when you are this late to the AI race, the least you can do is eavesdrop on optimism. But here's the irony. Meta used to laugh at the hype around AGI, artificial general intelligence, and now they're saying whatever it takes to hire top talent. But culture does not change overnight, and desperate recruiting does not fix lost time. So while the world builds AI, Apple is still trying to redesign your wallpaper. If Meta's problem with AI is denial, for Apple, it's disbelief. Internally, Apple never believed in modern AI. Their leadership dismissed chatbots, mocked LLMs, and focused instead on polished software updates. Their 2025 research paper was literally titled The Illusion of Thinking. The paper argued that LLMs don't actually think, they just fake it. Which might be true, but it's also a bold thing to say when your own Siri assistant can't even send a text without crashing. Apple's AI team were under-resourced, low on morale, and bleeding talent. Engineers cited constant delays, shifting goals, and a leadership team that does not seem to believe in their work. And even when they did promise the big AI upgrades, like a smarter Siri, they kept delaying them. 2024, 2025, now pushed to 2026. Everyone keeps asking, why is Apple so slow with AI? Now, this is a trillion-dollar company that has built the iPhone, the Apple Watch, the MacBook, some of the world's most precise and reliable tech ever made. And yet, when it comes to AI, they're always late. It's actually something deeper, something baked into Apple's culture. Because AI isn't just another feature you can polish. It is unpredictable, messy, and hard to control. And for Apple, that's a nightmare. Let's break down how Apple's greatest strength became its biggest AI weakness. Is the culture in Apple holding it back on AI? It is not just about missed deadlines or bad leadership, it's about culture. Apple's entire engineering philosophy is based on determinism. If you press a button, the same thing happens every time. It's clean, predictable, controlled. That's how they have built some of the most reliable tech on earth, the iPhone, the Apple Watch, Face ID, Touch ID. It all just works, but AI does not work like that. Large language models are probabilistic, which means they give different answers to the same question. They don't follow fixed rules. They guess based on patterns in massive data. In short, they're messy. And messy is not how Apple does things. Their culture rewards polish, secrecy, and control. But AI needs experimentation, openness, iteration. And that's why Apple's team has struggled. They were expected to deliver a perfect, explainable AI systems using tools that are inherently unpredictable and weird. And that is the disconnect. That is what slowed down the development, killed morale, and made top engineers leave. Even the design team could not figure out how to build around AI's unpredictability. Because it's hard to polish something that you can't control. And that's the real reason why Siri still feels 10 years behind. Now, maybe there's one wild card that may make Apple dreams come true. Report says that Apple is eyeing a company called Perplexity AI, a fast-growing AI search engine. An acquisition could cost up to $30 billion. But if it happens, it could change everything for Apple. It could give Apple a real chatbot, its own AI search engine, a team that actually believes in AI, and a reason to finally stop relying on Google search. Some call it a no-brainer. Others say that good luck merging Perplexity's fast-moving culture with Apple's control-freak perfectionism. So let's bring it back. Meta once led AI research and then refused to follow the wave. Apple built some of the most smartest hardware, but forgot that smart users now want smarter software. And both companies are playing catch-up in a race where leaders have already lapped them. Can they catch up? Maybe. But not if they keep betting on design over direction. Not if they think money alone can buy belief. And definitely not if they still think AI is a fad. Because here's the truth, the AI era is already here, and it's not waiting for anyone.